pick your brain a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna give you a little introduction and then just hop into it. Is that all right? Oh, is it okay if I record this conversation?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to text you about that. So I'm speaking with Mr. Whitesell, the head men's basketball coach for the Buffalo Bulls in the MAC conference. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Better now. So, to begin, I'd just like to ask, how did you originally find yourself pursuing coaching?
You know what? I always thought I'd want to be a teacher and coach. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do high school or college.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was in college, I was an education major, and I ended up doing my student teaching in high school. And I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Okay.
But I knew I really wanted to coach. So I thought, going to college way would go would be more what I'm looking for. So I got a graduate assistantship at the University of North Dakota with a guy named Dave Gunther, who was a great coach, and I learned so much. I got my master's degree there. So then I decided, hey, look, this is more the avenue I wanted to go in the college world. But that was kind of my start. But I knew I always wanted to do it. It was just more of whether you wanted to either coach like in high school or in college.
Okay.
College, more my fit.
And that coaching position was your first one at North Dakota? Because I know that was a pretty significant position, right?
What's that?
It was a pretty significant position for being your first coaching position.
Well, you know what? They're harder than heck to get anymore, Jack. And so I was really grateful for it and learned so much. And he had such a good program. And then living in Grand Forks, North Dakota, people probably were like, oh, it's cold and all that. But the people were great. It was a nice university. It was a great place to get your master's. And I could get it done in basically a summer and a year. So
oh, wow.
You could go pretty quick and get your master's, which was another good thing.
Yeah.
So that helped quite a bit. Yeah,
So
it really did.
A master's degree, that would you consider that necessary for any particularly competitive coaching?
I think if you're going into college, I would encourage you to do it because if you, it's just number one, a lot of the smaller colleges require because you might be doing more than one job. You might be teaching and then coaching. So you need that master's. So I always encourage any of our players to get that master's if they can, because especially when they're young, because just when they get a little older, you get married or you start having kids, it's harder to do. It definitely helps you open some doors for you. So I think it's a positive thing to do.
Definitely. And so how did you first become interested in the sport of basketball overall?
I always loved basketball. Like every player I've ever coached, I always wanted to play after college, and I wasn't good enough. I was the backup to the backup. So
at least you were there.
Pretty quick. But I really like being on a team, and I like being a teacher. So I really thought, okay, next best extension other than playing is being a coach. And so when I was a junior in college, I knew pretty well I wanted to be a college coach. And then senior year, I was assured of it. So I definitely followed that track, but I pretty good feel of that's what I wanted to try to do.
Yeah, those attributes seem to line up perfectly for coaching.
Yeah, it helps. It definitely, and it's a good thing. And the other thing was getting that GA spot done and getting your master's done. Number one, just like yourself, when you graduate from NC State, when you're 22, 23 years old, it's much easier to just knock out the work. You're used to writing papers. You used to being broke.
Yeah.
You're living with 3 other people or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's not a big hang-up. As you get older, stuff happens.
Yeah, no, great point. So, yeah, life comes at you.
The good thing I always encourage our players, if you can get it done. We had one of our players last year, Dante Carruthers. He's a good player. He's in the G League with the Detroit Pistons. But
oh, really?
He got his done last year, which is great.
Wow.
And, Yeah.
Oh, so he's sitting very comfortably now with both those things going on.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him, and if basketball doesn't work out, he wants to be like an athletic director.
Mm-hmm.
Get a mission. So I'm like, hey, you're on your way to, you got your first, step climb. In terms of what so smart.
Totally. So what is one of the bigger challenges you face having the title head coach?
Well, I think as a head coach, you're in charge of everything. I mean, you really have a lot of responsibility. And also, your team needs to perform well.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a lot of responsibility. And, you multitask a lot of different things every day. That's kind of the enjoyable part of the job, I think, too, is, there's a lot of things. You'll have a meeting on academics. You'll have a scheduling meeting with one of your assistant coaches,
mm-hmm.
a recruiting meeting, practice planning, watch videotape, make recruiting calls, that type of thing. So there's a lot of different hats you need to wear. And most of them are, good and challenging. But that to me is, the interesting part of the job. So it keeps you busy because just when you think, okay, I'm going to watch a videotape on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's coming to your office. I got to talk to you about schedule or an academic situation. You got to figure this out. Travel situation, stuff like that. So there's always plenty to do as that coach, no doubt.
I'm sure.
And this is to streamline your responsibilities a little more.
Okay. So keeping track of all these different responsibilities, do you just have a super detailed calendar, or the employees that work with you, do they assist you a lot in that, or just with all these things?
We have a guy, the director of operations. He kind of keeps our office running, and then he kind of keeps me up to speed of my calendar. And they're like, we have a staff meeting tomorrow night. He reminded me of that before I left. We have a booster function on Friday night that I had forgotten about. So things like come up all the time. So he's probably the guy, the kind of control center guy. It's called Director of Basketball Operations.
Director of Basketball Operations. Good to know. Thank you. And so, with these responsibilities, have you noticed the responsibilities of head coach changing over the years since you've started?
You know what? I think the big thing is, I do think it expands. It's still the meat and potatoes are still the players and the academics. Those are the two most important things. And then, along with your staff, there's other areas, whether it's a radio show you have to do, or an interview, or you do, or you got a game plan.
Yeah.
Scout. So there's always someone there to help you with the different facets. So I don't know if it's different than what it was. It seems like there's more things going on with it. And I think with your players, you're always trying to team build too. I think that's probably an area where you really want to spend a lot of time trying to, improve their college experience.
Yeah.
I mean, want to win a championship, but we always say to them, look, we want to give you a championship experience. It doesn't mean you're always going to win the championship every year, but you want to, give them that opportunity, have that experience, learn and really get a lot out of the college experience.
Yeah. So, keeping a pulse on your team, are there any specific ways you do that?
Well, I have one assistant coach that works more on the offensive side of the ball, one on the defensive side. Then we also have called the Bulls Way of Life, which is basically kind of team building each and every week. And we sit down with our guys. We can talk about different things. Like we talk about different words. Each week we give them a word of the week. It sounds simple, but it's usually, like last week we talked about the word adjustment. So we're all going to adjust. Like you're a high school player, you're a freshman now in college, you were all state, you were, this and that. Now you're finding out the college game much faster, much more physical, and you got to adjust. You're one of our players, he's getting married, He's going to have a baby here in the next month. So, he's got a chest to give me. So we're all different pieces. So we talk a lot about just what's going on in our life and how we can help them. And then we got to build our own language that way. So it's been a good thing with our guys. It's really, I think, helped their experience and helped us coach them.
Yeah, with all that going on, all that team building, I'm sure it's completely necessary. Is that something that you've noticed is unique to Buffalo? Or have you experienced that with some of the other schools you've coached at?
Well, I think it's something that we really are excited about. I know the teams do it, but we feel like we do a lot of it. And we retreat this summer where the guys, no basketball, was all physical activity like ropes courses and mud runs. And, yeah. And then all the other stuff was like getting to know one another. Like, hey, where are you vulnerable at? We're tell us more about your family, that type of thing.
Yeah, just building trust.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, building the community in there and doing the extra things. One another.
Do you find basketball being viewed different in Buffalo in comparison to Chicago, for instance?
Well, here, there's a lot of similarities and there are some differences. Obviously, we're in different leagues. It's a different school than I'm at. The high school basketball here isn't nearly as popular as it is in Chicago. Chicago, obviously, is a much bigger city. Yeah.
Debatably number one for high school basketball.
Sports-minded town. Really sports-minded. And we've been able to build a nice niche with our basketball program, which is great. So there's probably different things in a lot of different areas, whether it's facilities, whether it's campus, whether it's budgets. There's always, there's always some changes there.
Yeah.
Academics, support, etc. Here we're probably a bigger game in town because we're in Chicago. It's so many things going on here. The Bills are number one. The Buffalo Bills are number one. Buffalo Sabres are number two, and then we've been able to get a nice niche in terms of the basketball crowd. That's basketball,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been good.
Do you do a lot of recruiting within the Buffalo area?
We do. We always canvass it quite a bit, but our team is from all over the country and all over the world. We've got players from Serbia.
Really?
We've got one from France right now. We've got kids from Baltimore. We've got kids from Florida. One of our players last year, Dallas, Texas, is with the Brooklyn Nets now.
Oh, wow.
One of our kids from Detroit now is in Japan playing. So we probably cover the Midwest. We have one from Chicago right now. He's from Mount Carmel High School.
Ooh.
And we have we do a little bit of Midwest, but more probably East Coast and Southeast is probably our recruiting area.
Okay. Do you have a specific area that you particularly enjoy recruiting from?
No, not particularly. I think it's kind of, obviously I've got a lot of contacts back in Chicago. But, it's kind of fun. You branch into different areas. Like we're close to Canada up here. So we'll go to Toronto every once in a while, watch basketball or place for us to recruit. So it's a little bit of here, a little bit of there. It's all over. So probably the recruiting, that's probably one of the things that's changed a little bit, is it's more nationwide or more international than it was 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
I'm sure. Is there, speaking on international recruitment, do you notice anything different about these international players? Do they have any tendencies that you don't see with kids that come from the United States?
It's interesting. Kind of, one young man from France, who was born in America, moved to France when he was young, who's very athletic. A lot of the international players are very skilled. I would think that's probably a good attribute. Usually, whether it's Australians, Spaniards, Italians, they're very skilled. Usually, the American players, athletically. You've seen, like you're watching the NBA now, like, I would say there's a lot of big international population.
Yes.
Americans still probably, are dominating them, but certainly the international player, the skill level of the basketball growing is more prevalent at the professional level and now becoming bigger and bigger in college.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think last year, the MVP, Most Improved Player, Rookie of the Year, and Finals MVP were all international players.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. No, very crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of really interesting thing. I mean, the Raptors are only 90 minutes away from here, so you go to Canada, and it's diversity in like a city like Toronto is absolutely. It's like Chicago, or New York City. Yeah, so and basketball is such a big international sport. I mean, to put all the crazy stuff that went on in China about the tweet by the Rockets general manager. I mean, how obviously it's being noticed, and
seriously,
the NBA opens up, so it's really an interesting dynamic how international now the game has grown to be.
And thinking about like your coaching career in past, what are the some of the biggest differences you've noticed coaching Division I teams versus Division II and Division III teams?
I think Division I, you're living with your guys. You're literally with them all the time. I mean, our guys go home for about 5 weeks after school gets out in May, and that's their longest break.
Wow.
And then they come back to school, and they're home for maybe 2 weeks in August. So about 7 or 8 weeks, maybe Christmas break, and give or take. So really, the 52 weeks a year, you're probably with them anywhere between 40 to 42 weeks of the year. So that's probably the biggest difference we're in. Division III, summer-wise, you might see your players, but you're not seeing them every day. You're with them all the time, academically and basketball-wise, camps and all that stuff. So that, I think, is the biggest difference there. A lot of good players at the small college level, and I certainly was lucky to have quite a few of them back in Chicago. Lewis, Loyola, and all college. But it's an interesting thing. Sometimes, Paul had a young man who was at Lewis University for 2 years, and he went to DePaul, and now he's with the Boston Celtics.
Wow.
Guy with Kenny Max Struz. So, that does happen.
Seriously.
So.
No, it's great to see. And during this,
it's pretty cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. During this break, when you don't see your Division I players, do they have a workout plan during that time?
Oh yeah, they're working out with us 4 hours a week in the gym, and they work out 4 hours a week in the weight room with our weight coach. So they're busy. Then they've got classes. And they play, pick up on their own. Then we got camp. They're very, very busy. So it's but most of them love it. Absolutely love it. They want to be our guys really want to play after college.
Yeah.
And we've got one in Hungary, we got one in Japan, we got one in England, we got one with the Brooklyn Nets, and we got one with the Pistons.
Wow.
So
that's quite the collection.
See them cheat or treat, and try to help them.
Yeah.
And along with it, get a degree and have great college experience. So it's been fun that way. It's very rewarding that way.
Seriously. Of all the teams you've played for in your career, what was one of your favorite matchups, like opponent-wise?
Well, I played at a little Division III school in Cora, Iowa, called Lincoln College. And really, our big rival was Wartburg College. It was kind of funny, like two small schools, and about 2,000 people at the game. So it wasn't like it was that crazy, but it was a lot of fun growing up, in there because it was, Division III and all that. I had great teammates, great guys to get an opportunity to play with, and a really good coach. And I was a guy who pretty much sat the bench most of the time. I really had a great college experience. So to me, it wasn't one particular game, but it was probably the opportunity to be around those guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, for me, it's always been a good barometer to try to, hopefully our guys are, when they're 40 years old, they're staying in touch with the guys they went to college with, and hang together, they're in each other's weddings and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Then you found some guys that really understood what it was all about.
Yeah. Those team activities stuck with them and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to how you mentioned earlier about the possible talent differences among Division I, Division II, Division III, do you notice any differences in ambition or just hunger for success among these players in the different divisions?
You know what? I think sometimes in Division I, kids are more professional oriented. Want to play in the NBA or play overseas.
Definitely.
When Division II and III, they're probably like, look, hey, I want to be on the team. I love basketball, but that ship is sailed. I'm not going to play in the NBA. I would say that's probably the biggest difference. And the time requirement we ask these guys in Division I, it's a lot. They're asked to do a lot year round. So, it's a big time commitment. I mean, our guys this morning, they wait 7. Hey, had practice, went off to academics, came back, had practice 11:15, practice to 1:30.
Wow.
Then they went to their, and I can tell you right now, there's probably a couple of them in the gym right now shooting.
Yeah, it doesn't get more hungry or ambitious than that.
Yeah. So that is probably the difference overall. It's kind of maybe that hey, look, that commitment of it is there. Now, I had guys in Division II and Division III that were just as dedicated and great teammates. Maybe they didn't, they're not as maybe thinking that, hey, look, I'm going to be in the NBA, so I got to get a job. I got to move on. That's the one thing in Division I. We're always, like last night, they had a job. Our guys had a networking seminar to go to. And a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the university put on like how you interview for the older kids, get ready for life after college if you don't play pro,
Yeah.
So we're constantly trying to get them ready for life. For reality. Yeah. For reality, yeah.
When you're thinking about this time commitment and just how big of one it is, what are your views, being a head coach, on the legislation passed in California concerning paying or giving some compensation to these college athletes?
Well, I think it's on its way in some capacity. You know what I mean? I think, I'm not sure how it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's very complex. It's not, I think everyone sees, well, hey, look, there's a guy at USC, the running back, and he's, doing this and that, and everyone's wearing his jersey. Totally understand that. That's one perspective. But the other thing is that there's a lot of student athletes that are at these universities, like our track and field, our cross country, baseball, softball.
Yeah.
That kids that, hey, they're incredible at what they do. And the how do you reward them? Along with it. And then the other complexity is, okay, let's say you're at a very large school, one of the Power 5 schools, and your resources are able to take care of a particular star player or many of them in some capacity. Where is there going to be a bigger gap in athletics?
Yeah.
Because, one school has that commitment, and another one doesn't have that, or doesn't have that ability to produce, whatever. Let's say you're a car dealer, you want to, I want Jack Erickson to be on my billboard while he plays for us. Great, I can pay him X amount of money to do it, and then I'm at a smaller school, Division I, like, I'm at LIU Brooklyn, like, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to pay you anything, So you got basically you got to figure out, like, complexities. But I think that, hey, I think there's some really positive things to having that for the student athlete. And certainly, in the university, hey, look, there's got to be different ways. There's got to be a good, healthy way of promoting that, and definitely the right direction to figure it out. But I do think it's much more complex than probably what is perceived to the public.
Yes.
What is
completely agreed.
Yeah, I just think that you got to figure it out how you want to do it, and how it's going to work, and are you still trying to keep your playing fields level? Okay, your school goes and builds a multi-million-dollar football facility, and someone else doesn't have that. Well, that's the way of the world. I get that. But along with it, I think there's some complexities that could be really interesting, with the whole thing. So we'll see where it goes. But I do think some of it's coming.
Yes.
And I think a lot of dialogue here in the next year and a half on what can we legislate that makes sense, and what needs to keep talking about, and figure it out, Good question. Yeah, it's a good question, and kind of one that, I think is probably going to get more and more at the forefront.
Definitely. And with this, like, say hypothetically, we do reach a time where these athletes are paid. Do you think a positive of that would be less under the table agreements between recruiters and athletes? Or do you think those under the table agreements and gifts and gestures would continue?
I think I'm trying to figure. I'm not sure if it would solve every problem. I think what you would do is certainly there's certain student athletes that would really help their families.
Yes.
And they would have more opportunities there. And so that would be the thing I would look at there. I don't know if it's going to eliminate issues that way, but I think what it would do is, hey, let's say many years ago, University of Michigan, they had the Fab Five. And
yes.
Jerseys everyone was wearing their jerseys. Student athletes didn't receive any money, but that was always kind of the big deal. So to me, when they first started that debate came out, I thought, well, is there a way you can save that money to the student athletes? Or put that towards their education after college,
Yeah.
So I think there's still, I don't think those are going to, it's still a little bit of trying to figure out how it would all work.
Yeah.
And would it take care of issues there? But I do think there's a lot of student athletes, hey, look, money's tight in the family.
I can barely afford to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think or hey, look, my mom and dad really can't afford to fly to the game to see me play. Or those are things like I'd love to see. Those are kind of like things like that. You're kind of like, hey, look, or look, there's a way. Hey, look, if I am on a billboard, it's money. For my future down the road, work hard for that. I don't know. I don't know. No one has, I don't think, the right answers yet. But I do think it's going to have a lot of healthy dialogue in the near future.
Good to hear. And last and possibly most important, how optimistic are you for the Bulls this season?
I'm optimistic. I mean, we've got a good young group. Last year we were very experienced. Our team was.
Okay.
And we had, we were 32-4 and had a really incredible group.
Wow.
And we lost 5 seniors, so there's a lot to replace there. But I've been really encouraged with practice now. We play a really tough schedule.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that'll be good for us. It'll help us grow.
Seriously.
But I'm excited about it. I think we got an opportunity to have a good basketball team.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to watching.
You're a good man, Jack. I appreciate it.
Hey.
As you can tell, Jim Whitesell, coach of the Buffalo Bulls. He's about as genuine and seasoned as they come. He's coached all over in both Divisions 1, 2, and 3, as well as playing collegiate basketball himself. I knew I'd come away with a lot of valuable information from this interview, but I really appreciated how in-depth he got with his responses. You can just tell how much he cares about his craft. And on that note, I find it remarkable him thinking about his former players and just how well his memory works. That's a testament to how well he cares about his coaching craft as well. Some of my most important takeaways from this interview were that Division I basketball is a full-time job, both for the players and the coaches.